So, welcome everybody, Gap Zero. We've been teasing for the last couple weeks something special, something we wanted to unveil. Well, Doc and I are here, and although we wanted to unveil in a different setting, as with anything, when things change, leaders respond, but great leaders adapt. And I'll let Doc explain.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you know that we've been talking a while now about bringing to you an incredible opportunity, and we've been teasing this car. Now, before we go much further along, I want you to put in the comments below what you think this is, okay? All right, so this is the Bentley Batur. This is a unique car. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later and do a review on it. But this is one of 16 coupes, and one of 18 coupes and one of 16 convertibles. This is obviously a convertible. But as Nick said, leaders respond, great leaders adapt. And so this is not exactly the scenario location that we wanted to introduce this car and talk to you about leadership, but we in fact adapted. And so we're gonna talk to you about kind of what this car sort of symbolizes in a larger context of leadership. So, Nick?
Yeah, the owner of the car was kind enough to allow us to come here to do what we're doing, and the dealership that we are at, Bentley of Pittsburgh, we want to give them a shout out and a thank you for allowing us to do this. But as Doc said, one of 16 convertibles in the world, one of 3 in the United States.
It's impressive.
And a one of 1 in this color.
Yeah, there are so many things that are bespoke. We know Bentley produces bespoke. In fact, this is a coach-built vehicle. This is not a mass-produced vehicle. So we're going to talk about how creating this coach building yourself, your assets, and your career is the thing that you're going to want to do, and what we're doing in Gap Zero.
That's a great segue, Doc, because just like this vehicle was not and is not mass produced, it is built. Leaders are not mass produced. Great leaders are built.
Indeed.
Great leaders come about. And so I think one of the things with this vehicle is the attention to detail, everything that is done. Not only the attention to detail, but what Bentley does, it's all about that 5%. And what do we mean when we say 5%? Well, as with leaders and as with cars, all cars can get you from point A to point B. All cars go. All leaders show up, they go to work, they work hard, they hustle. You hear that all the time. Get up early and hustle. Go work hard. All leaders can do that. Great leaders have attention to detail. So paying attention to the details for leaders, again, when you think of a great leader, you have to really look at everything that's happening around you and happening with that team. The culture that you're creating, the communication that's happening, the transparency that you have. So that attention to detail, that's the 5%. Great leaders all have that 95, right? So we hear it all the time. We hear it all the time on the internet. We hear it all the time on Instagram from the influencers. They motivate you, do X, do Y, do Z, get up early, go work out. And anybody can do that. But that last 5% is what separates the good to great,
That's exactly right. This literally separates good to great. Because again, I mean, if a lot of this was so easy, so many people would be doing this, right? So many people would be great leaders. But the truth of the matter is, it really does take commitment, right?
Right.
It is not something that one can, and again, our goal here in Gap Zero is not to necessarily say, we're going to make you great. We're going to help you unlock, right, the keys, the elements that are going to guide you towards that extra 5%, to make you great rather than just being average.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll help you with the 95%.
We'll help you with the 95%.
We'll help you get that clarity, but we'll align you with that 5% for you to be able to execute that. And we do that with authentic intelligence, as we've said before.
Yes.
We'll do that with people that have done it, the expertise that has lived through it, that have made the mistakes.
Yeah.
Make no doubt, no bones about it. Doc and I both have made many mistakes, and you learn from those mistakes. But as any great leader does, you don't respond, you adapt. Yeah. Think of yourself as a boat. The winds change directions, you change the sails.
We change
you
the sails.
go with it.
Right, yeah.
Right? And
so So to think about it too, right? Since we're sitting here in front of this very special car, if you think about it, what makes this car so special, a Bentley from even other Bentleys that you've seen, right? It is attention to detail. It is what's hand built, which is what really was done to something like this. This is unlike any of the other Bentleys they've ever made, and also carries a
Correct.
price tag with it, right? But if you look at all the fine points, and this car is different from the other 16 cars that you'll actually see.
No two are alike.
No two are alike.
Yeah, but I think to your point, Doc, the attention to detail, and one thing that we have to mention here that Bentley allowed those 34 owners, 18 and 16, to create something special. And each one signifies something special to them. This is why no two cars are alike. No two colors, no two interiors, just like leaders. So these leaders took their passion for this vehicle and made it their own, right? So when we talk about people who can afford a vehicle like this, anybody can, right? So people will tell you, work hard, you can buy one too. Do you want to? That's up to you. That's up to you. But do you aspire maybe to buy that watch that you want? Or the reason we're sitting in front of this car, again, is the attention to detail that was paid to this car. The Doc, who, for those of you who may not know, he's one of our Gap Zero founders, but he's also the OG. He is the original automotive YouTuber. So he will walk through this and show you all the details. But both Doc and I, in our professional lives, have had to put that attention to detail in everything that we do. Everything that we do, and create cultures and create teams no different than this car.
Yeah. So I would ask you, I would challenge you, how are you making the investments in yourself to make you that great leader, to help you accomplish the things that you want to accomplish? How do you pour those elements into yourself to get to make you that bespoke leader? And again, it's going to depend on what you're looking for and what you're trying to do, but we're going to give you some of the tools and potentially some of the networks to get there.
Yeah, so that's a great challenge, and I would ask you, whether you're a car person or not, do you want to buy the car off the lot, and any old car, or do you want to create something special? And I think this is where Gap Zero, this is where I know Gap Zero comes in. We want to create something special with you. Everybody is different. What our job, what our goal, what our passion is to help bring that out, help that identify that in each, as we'll call them, gappers, with Gap Zero, and join our family and allow us to mold you and really guide you. Because there are going to be times in your career and in life when we got to take detours, but there's a reason, right? There's a reason. Maybe you had to see something. Maybe you had to learn something. Just like this car. If you think this car was born overnight, it was not. It was somebody's labor of love. And then when it got to the person that it was going to be intended for, they added that last 5%. 95% of this car is the same for everybody, all 34 owners. That last 5% is individualized to every one of them. So long after we're gone, this car is going to have a legacy. So I would ask leaders, what legacy do you want to leave when you're gone? Think about that. And how do you get there?
And so I would invite you along for this journey. And again, we're going to call our team, our extended family, the Gappers. Are you willing to make that leap, to make that investment in yourself and in your future?
And if you are, please follow us. Go to our website, Instagram, because you'll see more content like this. More unique content. It's not all cars. It could be anything. Leaders have different passions, and this is what we're out to find. Passion that leaders have, great leaders, and bring them to you and allow them to be part of your network and allow us to be part of your network to help you grow and help you get there. So as Doc said, join our family, become a Gapper.